how to find your first SEO clients. Hey, what is up, guys? It is Harrison Barron, the Millennial Entrepreneur. Now, if you guys are new here, I own a digital marketing agency called growth-generators.com. And ultimately, I want to tell you guys and teach you guys how to find your first SEO clients, because those are going to be the hardest clients, right? Chances are pretty good. You're starting to write some content. But look, you and I both know that SEO takes a long time. There is no secret sauce magic pill to just make it explode. Now, you can go out and get a bunch of backlinks, but that costs big bucks, and chances are pretty good when you're first starting out, you're not going to be closing out those massive accounts that you'd really like to have. You know, those $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month retainers. So this is how I would go about finding my SEO clients. Now, I did it very differently. I started out doing social media with this little device here in my hand, and I would go out and run people's social media accounts. Then I started building websites, and then ultimately I started doing SEO. But if you have no interest in doing it that way, then this is the way that I would go about doing it. And this is still a way that I do find business every once in a while. Although it's not the way that I'm actively doing it currently, because a lot of the way that I'm about to show you is for smaller end clients, especially when you're learning and testing and getting to dip your feet in the water. Chances are pretty good you're as uncomfortable as they are with hiring somebody. So you're going to want to test, you're going to want to learn. And then once you get to the expertise level or the expert level, you're then going to be able to start targeting those bigger companies. But in the beginning, you need you just need to use other people's websites to start practicing and learning your skills other than your own. Also, shout out to my dog Hunter, he's floating around here. But this is something that you need to keep in the back of your mind, where you can start to think about, hey, how do I go find these accounts? How do I know which accounts are going to be good, which ones are going to be bad? And ultimately, what level of SEO are you providing? So if you're new here or you're new to SEO is search engine optimization. And ultimately, the goal of search engine optimization is to make your website look like a juicy steak to Google, right? That's it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. My dog is playing with me here. But that is exactly the process that you need to think about as far as what you're going to be doing. And there's a couple different ways to do SEO. There's local SEO, which works really well for possibly small restaurants, local businesses that don't have a massive online presence, right? And then there's national SEO, where you're ranking for larger keywords all throughout the world, or at least the country that you're in, right? These are all things to think about. So how do you actually go about doing this, and how do you go about thinking about this, and ultimately, how do you find your first couple clients? So I want to share with you guys the process that I would use for both, right? Finding those local small businesses that probably don't have that large of a presence, and then on the flip side of it, also finding those national clients that you could really help online. So we're going to jump into my computer here, and I'm going to fire up a couple different programs. Number one is going to be Facebook, number two is going to be LinkedIn, and number three is going to be Google. Believe it or not, Google is a great resource. I'm sure you guys are probably shocked by that. So right off the bat, number one is going to be Facebook. And ultimately, how do you actually use Facebook? Well, chances are pretty good somebody you know is an entrepreneur. Doesn't matter who it is, but I can almost guarantee that somebody you know is an entrepreneur and has a business. It doesn't matter if it is a landscaping company, power washing company, X-ray machine company. It really doesn't matter in that regard. What does matter is the fact that you can help them and whether or not you are actually able to help them. So I'm going to pull up just a small website really that you can, or group that you can go on, and it might be, you just got to think about your local area, right? Because you're going to start off with small businesses. You can't really target nationally yet, so let's just go Long Island business. Let's go small business. Right, Long Island small business, I'm going to type it in, and right off the bat, it's going to give me a bunch of information. So, Long Island small business and entrepreneurs page. Oh my God, would you look at that? It's the first one, 5,000 members, right? Long Island Business Group, you have Long Island Small Business, right? And now I'm using Long Island. Yes, I don't live there anymore. I live currently in North Carolina. However, we still have a massive Long Island presence. So, what I would do is just go in here and start looking for different groups that you could join, right? Long Island Local Business, Long Island Promoting Your Business, right? There's probably hundreds of these groups, if not thousands of these groups, that are all trying to help you grow your business, or at least trying to help you grow your business. But what you're going to do is you're going to go in here, and I'm just already a person in this group. So I wanted to start looking for different companies that I could probably help, right? So Equity First Consultants, you have the College Whisperer, right? You have the Print Cafe of LI Inc., right? It's more of people spamming their links. But what you could do is you could write a comment in here saying, hey, who's struggling with getting found on Google? I seem to be having an issue, or this is one of the main problems I see, or add value. So just post a picture or video of massive value that you could possibly add to people, or just look through here and start to look for questions. Hey, ladies, want a smooth? Okay, that's inappropriate for YouTube. Is cider the new wine? I mean, there's going to be a lot of good information in here, and just go in and start looking at these people's websites, right? You're going to see your Avon.com. You're not going to compete with Avon.com, but just start looking and reading. And if you see somebody with a terrible website, or if you see somebody with a no online presence otherwise, or you could say, hey, who's struggling getting found on Google? These are some of the problems I see. Once again, right? You create a little post in there that adds a bunch of value, and people are going to be able to see it, right? You have squareup.com. I don't even know what that is, but let's just click it, see what happens, right? So it's going to give us appointment book. It's probably scheduling an appointment. Ed McNulty Realty LLC. He's based in Rockaway, New York. Great. Homes by Veyron. I don't know how to say that, right? Perfect. So you got his website here. It's kind of hard to see. Maybe give him some constructive feedback, right? I know that this picture is found on Unsplash or Pixabay, but he's got some pictures here, right? Looks like he's committed some kind of money into his website, but maybe he's looking for some more exposure. Hey, if you're willing to work at cost or for little to no money, maybe you could pitch him on, hey, you know what? I think I could probably help your business grow. Would you be willing to work with me here, right? East End Wine Tasting Tours, another one. I mean, you just go in here and just click through and see what they're offering. See if they have a blog. See if they have a local presence, right? If you go back to the video I just recorded, you could go see and use SEMrush and see how much traffic they're getting on average, right? This is a pretty good website, right? But do they have a blog? I don't know. Let's see if they have a blog here. You'll be able to just go in /blog, and this will usually give you the information that you're looking for. So they don't have a blog, right? It's a 404. Just do a quick little search. There is no blog on here, right? So this website, in my opinion, is pretty not great, but I mean, you could even offer them a website rebuild. Now, I know that I said, you're probably not interested in doing a website rebuild, but maybe you partner up with other website design agencies and say, hey, look, I'm looking to dip my feet in. I'd like to learn more about it. Do you mind if I potentially pitch your clients on how to do SEO? I have no interest and I'm horrible at web design. This is going to be your first way of starting to get those clients. But just go through and then just find out who's in charge of this. So East End Wine Tasting Tours, right? They probably have a contact area. Right, contact us area. Let's see all the way at the bottom. Contact us, terms and disclaimers, wine tour. Right, they have a phone number. So you can't see it, it's cut off here. But they have a phone number all the way at the bottom. And you could just go in there and grab that information. I mean, that's going to be the best way to do it. And now you could call them. They also have an email address if you're afraid to call them. And just let them know. Be like, hey, my name is Harrison Marin. I think I could probably help you guys get quite a bit of an online presence. I understand that your business is seasonal, but would you guys be interested in getting more business year after year? That's what I help people do. And charge them a great rate that they would find it hard to say no at. That's number one, is using Facebook and leveraging groups, or just DMing your entrepreneur friends and just saying, hey, you know what? Would love to help you out. Now, you're going to do a similar process with LinkedIn, right? You're going to be looking for CEOs. So let's just type in here CEO, and let's just look for your connections, right? Chances are pretty good you're probably using this already. Now, I have a lot of connections I don't quite know all that well, but I've been connecting with a lot of people lately. You're going to go into here. You're going to go to all filters, and we're going to go first connections, right? So first connections automatically sorts out and tells you exactly who is a first connection, meaning you're already connected with that person. And then just start going through and start, doing your homework. So Ben Filingeri, I'm assuming that's Ben Filingeri, CEO, CyberSafe Solutions, right? So I don't think I've ever spoken to Ben, but I know his partner pretty well. So if I just went in and typed in CyberSafe Solutions, they're located in Melville. Perfect. Let's take a look at their website, right? They have the good bit of information. They don't have anything as far as anything that, might say, hey, they have a blog or they're getting a bunch of traffic to it. And once again, you can go in, you can find, you can see how much traffic they're getting. I'll just show you guys a quick example of how you guys would be able to figure out how much traffic somebody's getting. And now this isn't going to be 100% accurate, but they're getting 135 clicks per month, I believe, if I remember that correctly. That's not that many clicks. If you really think about it, that's 3 clicks per day. For a website that's this big, and this well built, it's kind of crazy to think that they're only getting this much traffic. So this is a dead giveaway that they could probably benefit from your solutions. And if you can go in there and you can see where their voids are, where other competitors are getting way more traffic to their website, right, you'll be able to then go in and say, hey, you know what, I could probably help you out with this. This is a cool little form. I'd be curious to know if this is HubSpot or not. But this is a great way to just go in and say, hey, you know what? This is how we could probably help you. Let's just check to see if they have a blog on here, /blog. And you could also check to see what keywords they're ranking for inside of here. So CyberSafe Solutions, SOC as a service, CyberSafe login, threat hunting, right? These are all great bits of information. They have no blog. So there you go, right? That's a great indicator that you could probably go in and possibly help them out, right? Become a partner, why CyberSafe Solutions. I mean, it's just going to give you the information that you need to be able to go in and make the necessary recommendation to get them more traffic. So that's going to be option number 2. Go leverage LinkedIn, go find SEOs, presidents, VP of marketing, VP of sales. Hey, do you want more customers? I can literally bring you more customers in the matter of 6 months. It's going to cost you a couple $100 to start up, but go and start leveraging that, and you are going to have so much success with that. So that is option number 2. Now, number 3, I said your local person. So let's just say, I don't know, restaurants, right? If you're going to focus on local SEO versus larger scale SEO where you're doing it nationally, right? You could do, I don't know, pizza places near me. Now, currently I'm in Huntersville, North Carolina, right? And you'll be able to go in here and see exactly what pizza places are around here. And then you could pitch them. And it doesn't have to be pizza places. I'm just using pizza places. You could use, I don't know, let's just look at clothing store. And look for mom and pop shops, right? Chico's, you have Gap, you have Uptown Cheapskates, Loft. I mean, this is a really cool store. My girlfriend is absolutely obsessed with it. And they're a consignment shop. They sell cheaper clothing, right? They have 3 locations, Huntersville, Charlotte, and I forget the other one. But the cool part is now you could go in, their website loads extremely slowly, so that's a dead giveaway that you could probably help them, right? Search engine optimization, you got to optimize the website, but they're going to, okay, this is a franchise, so I didn't even know it's a franchise, but you could go find companies like this, and maybe they have a blog, right? How to make, how to get rid of expensive clothing, how to get the most money for your clothing. These are all different ways that you could start to think about ways to target these companies, and all it takes is a phone call. Hey, who's in charge of your digital marketing, or who's in charge of your online presence? Yep, okay, sounds great. Can I speak to them? Yes or no? Perfect, there you go, right? I buy a bunch of their clothes. It's great. I've gotten I think this shirt was $4 from them. Normally it's like $20 or $30 from them. But the quality is incredible that you get from their stuff. Next thing, I mean, that's clothing stores. If there's a certain industry that you're interested in, maybe it's computer repair. Type in computer repair and go see Samuel Technology Group, Orsac Solutions, Charlotte PC works for Pair Computer. That makes no sense. But just go in, click. They have a bunch of good reviews. Their website definitely is struggling a little bit. Looks like a older WordPress website. And then just go in and see if you could help them, right? They have a sitemap. This is pretty rough. So, I mean, their website's definitely old. They could probably use a website refresh, right? So pitch them on a website rebuild. Go find a trustworthy contractor like my agency, and we'll build them a website. And you could go do the SEO if you really want. This is how you start doing your SEO over and over and over again. Just find companies that are either outdated, they don't have a blog, they're having a hard time getting found on Google, right? If you do computer repair near me, computer repair, let's go Huntersville, North Carolina, right? And maybe they want to appear number 1 in that area, right? This is going to be the maps area, but YouBreakIFix.com, Yelp, right? Cellphonerepair.com, Angie's List, Charlotte PC Works, right? So they're not even close to number 1 on Google for their area. this should be a dead giveaway that you could probably go in there and help them out, right? And now let's go to page number 2. This is going to be the most, the roughest conversation you're going to have, because you're going to be like, hey, I found you on page number 2. You should really be on page number 1, right? Repaircomputer.com, Huntersville, on-site computer repair services. So let's take a look at these guys. So this looks like more of a outsourced service where they're going to go find somebody locally to you. But Huntersville, North Carolina IT services, right? I mean, this website is very old. It's probably loaded with good information, but they're on page 2. So whatever they're doing, they're not doing it right. And these should be dead giveaways that you can go and approach these people and start making more money for not only your business, but you're going to bring them customers. Assuming you know a little bit about SEO, chances are pretty good anything that you're going to do. And you could work for $10 or $15 or $20 an hour, right? And say, hey, look, I'll be an outsourced contractor. I'm going to spend 5 or 10 hours a week on your website, or maybe 5 or 10 hours a month on your website. I'm going to go through, I'm going to make a bunch of improvements. I'm going to fix some stuff. And I'm going to really try to rank you guys #1 on Google for this keyword or this keyword term or whatever it is that you are trying to attack for them. Go after and go do that. Call these people up and say, hey, I found you on page number 2. I found you on page number 3. Found you on page number 5. Right? Nobody wants to be on page 5. Nobody wants to be on page 2. Everybody wants to be on page 1. So this is a way that you can go and you can approach these people, pitch them in the idea, and just say, look, I'm new. I'm starting out. I think that it would makes sense for us to work together. You're going to get my services at a great rate. I'm going to be able to practice and work on your stuff. Some people are probably going to be a little hesitant to say that, you're new to it, but that's what the cost of them getting you at such a cheap rate is. That's just how it goes, right? You can't get the best SEO agencies in the world for $25 or $50 an hour. They're going to cost $100, $200 an hour, right? One of my competitors, they charge $550 a blog, right? My agency, we're nowhere near that number. We're at like $250 a blog, $200 a blog. These are all different areas that you can improve. And once we get as good as I hope that we get one day, and we decide to charge that much for blogs and content, we will. But for now, right, I had to start somewhere. We started out doing dirt cheap work to show people that, hey, we are really, really good at what we do, and we're going to constantly get more and more people ranked on Google. So this is exactly how you'd go about it. Go find these people, pick up that cell phone. I know everybody's a little terrified of this little device here, but pick up that cell phone, call these people, let them know, hey, I'm in your area, would love to sit down and talk to you, right? You can go there and talk to them. COVID is essentially over at this point, and have that conversation. Get ready to pitch them the ideas that you think are going to help close them more business. So I hope this video helps. I hope you guys got value out of it. Hit that like button, that little subscribe button. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you know what to do. Leave that in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys later.